afternoon and welcome to the Lyric Professors. I am, as always, Professor A, and behind me, as ever, is the Malinois of musicality, Professor Dogger. She's also below me, but the tips of her ears are anyway. On the other side of the world, we have Professor J. Professor J, how are things on the other side of the world?
Oh, they are Ready McReds today. Ready
Really?
McReds, yes. I'm going to do a chord. It's been a brief while since we've done a chord, and I'm going to give you my new favourite chord. Playing on my little. This is kind of a retro Gibson Les Paul BFG. You know what the BFG stands for?
Big friendly giant.
No, it's barely finished guitar in this case. Got a maple top that they never sort of sanded down. It's
That's
really, it's really weird. It's okay. So this is it. So it's it looks in structure. It's a bit like the Hendrix chord.
Mhm.
E. But actually, it's a E major 7 with an added 6.
Really?
The poppy string. Give it a try. It's really good. It's like my new
If only we could hear it.
Get really close.
No.
You hear that?
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Excellent.
Beautiful. There we go.
Best chord ever. Right. Today we are continuing with part 2 of our dive into the lyrics of Poppy, who is, as I said before, not Professor Dogger's Aunt Poppy. Professor J, you wish to discuss in this episode the background more than we did in the first episode.
Well, I think if you look, well, yeah, you're the one who sort of suggested Poppy.
Yes.
I did my research on Poppy, and everything that popped up seemed to be this controversy as to where she came from, why she changed, this little sort of dispute between herself and the other lady whose name I've now forgotten.
Oh, it's Mars Argo, and I'm sure it's the name she was born with.
Yes. So yeah, because and the songs we're going to discuss today, she doesn't really look like where she came from.
No.
But I mean, so what's your as a Poppy fan? What's your opinion on this?
Well, obviously, as we have expressed in the first episode, Poppy is a character. But having said that, is it more of a character than, say, Andrew Eldritch from Sisters of Mercy? That's a character too, I'd say.
Yeah.
I guess a lot of music performers are not the same as you would imagine they are in real life from their performances. And that's just a guess because I don't know many. I have met a rock star, but only the one, really.
Life is but a stage, my friend.
Yes, indeed. But yes, and as we said, Mars Argo is probably not the name of the lady you are referring to. Her real name is Brittany Sheets. Not Spears.
What?
Sheets. Sheets, not, it's 2 E's, not what you're thinking.
Does she?
Apparently she does, yes. And she was the first project of this kind by Titanic Sinclair, a man who does not sound like a very nice chap.
No, he doesn't. And, so him and Poppy fell out at some point. But it was, from what I've seen of it and the couple of sort of YouTube documentaries that I saw, the Poppy stuff with Titanic was exactly the same as the early Mars Largo stuff.
Yes.
And that was kind of him. So I don't know if it was him driving it or
what,
but they were exactly the same. And then her stuff was cancelled. Mars Largo, is that right?
Argo. Yeah. Well, it's not so much that. It's I don't know what happened. I think she was like, Doggo, shut up. She was also
agreeing with you or me.
I don't know. She's just shouting at birds randomly. I think that Mars Argo was involved romantically with Titanic Sinclair, as well as business. and they split up, I think, and that's when their project stopped. And he decided he wanted someone to basically carry on the project with a different person, and picked Poppy.
Yeah, and it's just all that Mars Argo stuff's just kind of disappearing, right? And never being heard of again. Has she been heard of again?
Oh, she has been heard of again. Yeah, she filed a lawsuit against Titanic, Sinclair, and Poppy in 2018, on April the 17th. And she accused both of them of domestic abuse and copyright infringement.
Okay, and how was that settled?
It was settled out of court, I think. Let me just check. Well, I'll just read you out the the paragraph instead of me trying to find my way through it. This is from the Poppy Wiki site, which is very good on fandom. Wiki, yes. On April the 17th, 2018, Brittany Sheets, Mars Argo, filed a lawsuit against both Titanic, Sinclair, and Poppy for domestic abuse and copyright infringement, claiming that she could no longer work because her post-traumatic stress order was agitated whenever she would search up her own work online. PTSD is a very real thing, and it can stop you working, I should know. But whether this was true in this case or not, I can't say because I don't know the lady. The case was settled on September the 14th, 2008 by Judge Manuel Real, pronunciation optional. After admitting that the accusations were legitimate, Sinclair destroyed all photographic blackmail used against Sheets and agreed on handing over Mars Argo Incorporated to her and abiding by a restraining order in exchange for Sheets to refrain from suing. On May 7th, 2018, Poppy tweeted a statement claiming that the accusations Sheets made were false. On the same date, an interview with Sheets was released in which she publicly forgave Poppy on account of her meeting Sinclair at a young age. So,
okay,
that's what happened.
Okay.
I did have a look for her on the web, and she has a video that was out a couple of years ago that she made, which it wasn't my kind of thing, but it was still very.
But Poppy is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
She. The songs we were choosing today, she looks very different to the earlier ones.
Well,
and she's kind of very blondie now.
The ones I've picked are all from the last 3 years or so.
Right. Okay.
And she's had a 10-year career so far.
Right.
Yeah, when she started, she looked like a little girl. She was actually in her first sort of videos of the hits. She looks like she's about 13, but she was actually 18.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, let's stick to the later ones then, shall
we? Yes, I think so. Other things that have been levelled at Poppy and Titanic Sinclair is that they are in the Illuminati and they are Satanists, which I think it's probably not. One of her
Gotta have a hobby.
Yeah, one of her videos definitely contains Illuminati imagery. Poses she's making sitting on a sort of thing, sitting on a throne. That's very Illuminati, but I'm sure it was a joke.
Is that the Eye of Horus or something?
It's the Baphomet pose.
Baphomet? The devil?
Not the devil. This is a whole thing we can get into when we do our paranormal investigation and secret societies series. But
yes, I'm looking forward to that one.
Baphomet or Baphomet was the demon that the Knights Templar were accused of worshipping, and why they were basically all killed. But it was probably actually a corruption of Sophia, meaning wisdom. And anyway, as I said, if we ever do something else, we can go into that then. And the Satanist one, it's said that one of her songs from the I Disagree album are called. What's it called? Fill the Crown? I think it's called Fill the Crown. It's said that if you play it backwards, it has completely different lyrics to if you play it forwards, but I've never given that a try. What are you trying to look like one of your French girls?
I'm trying to do a mirror image of the picture of Poppy.
Oh, I see. Yes, that's very good.
We look the same. Same hat and everything.
Same glasses and beard. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. So anyway, yeah, I mean, it's all very controversial, and who knows whether Titanic Sinclair will pick another young girl, dye her hair blonde, and do all kinds of things. It's worth noting that during this period when she was playing the character, they also released a lot of YouTube videos which weren't music based.
Yeah, yeah, it's more sort of
And they tried to promote
YouTube stuff, not
Yeah,
music stuff,
yeah.
right? It's more
they tried to
reactions and
promote the Church of Poppy at one point. They also started selling non-fungible tokens. You remember NFTs? They were a big thing a couple of years ago.
they really were, weren't they?
Yes, and what was I going to say?
So she didn't join the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. Or who
I don't think so, no. We may well start the third and final part of this with the prayer she opens her shows with, which I quite like. It's called Poppy's Prayer. Do you think it's her praying to someone? No, it's the crowd praying to Poppy. Yes, I need to transcribe that because I couldn't find it on there. I have a recording of it.
Okay.
Yes, I was going to say something else then, but I've completely forgotten. I'm sorry. Did you know she's also done 3 ambient music albums?
I was not aware of that. Under her name?
Yeah. And I think each one was tied in with a graphic novel she released. So she's done lots. She's also appeared in a couple of TV shows as bit parts.
Has she what TV shows she's been in?
I don't know where that. I told you my notes are not working today. They're all in a mess. But
Music to Scream To is the 3rd soundtrack album by Poppy.
I have all 3 of these and have listened to them. The first 2 are really quite nice, sort of ambient music to have in the background. They're really good. That Music to Scream To one is absolutely terrible, I have to say.
I mean, the track listing is epic. The first song is called Scream, which is 54 seconds. Second one is Scream, with 2 M's, 8 minutes 33. Third one is Scream, 3 M's, and it goes on.
And one of them features Ghostman, despite the fact it's meant to be an instrumental album. So I don't know what he did.
Orgasm.
Yes, that's his noise alter ego, apparently.
Right.
Noise. Yes. The show she's appeared in is the Disney sitcom Jessie and the science fiction drama series Impulse. Not that I've heard of either of them. There you go.
Cool.
Yeah.
Rudy.
And she can speak and write in Spanish and Japanese, which is nice.
Wow.
I can't.
I mean, she does have a song called Moshi Moshi, right?
Yes, indeed. That's what you're meant to answer the telephone with, isn't it?
In Japan, yeah, I have. Well, I say a friend. I haven't seen him in 20 odd years. He has a Japanese wife. Moshi Moshi is the hello.
Yeah.
You pick up the phone thing.
As opposed to what it was meant to be, which was ahoy hoy.
Hoi hoi.
Ahoy hoy. Just like Mr.
Japanese.
The Simpsons answers it. That's what Alexander Graham Bell decreed would be the way to answer his new contraption.
Really? I didn't know that.
That's why it's used in The Simpsons, because Mr. Bell just want to be so very old. So.
Hoi hoi. Love it.
So everyone, if you'd like to take that up, feel free. Yes.
Hoi hoi. All right, should we get on with some lyrics?
Yeah, go on then.
All right, so we're starting with the song Bloom.
Yes.
You want to talk about the song and the album, Professor A?
Well, it's the same album we were doing last time. As I said, I picked 6 out of 9 songs on it, I think. So.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just another. I just like the music.
Okay. All right. Come on to the music at the end on this one. Okay, going on words. Under the ashes of disaster, nothing more than living matter. We're all the same, cut at the center. Uncertainty I cannot even measure, can't measure at all.
Basically just saying everyone's the same, isn't it?
What does cut at the center mean?
Well, it's just we're all the same cut at the center. If you cut someone open, they're the same inside.
I'm in half. Okay.
Yeah, and it's like a stick of rock, I guess. You can go and look that one up on American Fans. It's a British seaside confectionery, which often has this sort of cylinder, and it often has the name of the place you bought it sort of imprinted in sugar all the way through.
Amazing.
It's
and then if you eat it the right way, you cut it long and it looks all long.
Oh, I see. Well, being diabetic is not something I'm going to look into personally, but yes.
That's for kids, isn't it?
Yeah.
So uncertainty I cannot even measure. That's a nice line. I like that. It's. What's she trying to measure?
Uncertainty.
That's okay, thank you. What does it mean? What's it all mean? What's it about?
I think it just means we're all subject to random events, kind of. The ashes of disaster. We're all the same, but we're all going to experience different events. That's the way I take it.
All right, more words. Why did I try to grow up faster? Because now I feel untimely pressure. Still every day trying to be better. Uncertainty I cannot even measure, can't measure at all.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you, Dogger.
so when she's talking, is this song about her?
I think so. It's something. The why did I try to grow up faster? I think is a reference that she's already spoken about in 2 other songs by this time, both from her debut EP, I think, which is called Bubble Bath. In a song called Money, she sings, "When I was only 15, I packed my bags and said goodbye to mum and dad." In another one called American Kids, she says, "Started life at age 15, got ahead with fake IDs." So apparently she left home at 15.
Yeah.
And I guess this is about that too.
Okay. Why did she try to grow up faster?
There have been allegations that she was subject to abuse during her childhood.
Yes.
But I don't know if it's from the family. I think it's, did I read somebody? It might have been a neighbour. I'm not sure. Now I feel untimely pressured every day trying to be better. I guess it's the thing, if you're big and brave enough to go out on your own at 15, you should be able to do anything and strive to be better at all times.
Yeah.
Relying on anyone else.
Do we know about her relationship with her family now?
I don't. No, not as it is now. I gave you some facts about what it was originally.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. More words is bloom like a flower. I bloom like a flower, and you took what I gave to you. I took it back from you. Now, like a flower, I'll bloom.
Yeah. That's about getting out of a situation and becoming stronger, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, bloom like a flower has a specific meaning, right? Are we going to talk about that?
I didn't say anything about that.
I mean, I guess I just think it's some sort of first sexual experience. I just wonder if it's referring to that.
It could be. I thought this was referring to having left Titty saying Sinclair that she was going to blossom rather than bloom, perhaps.
Yeah.
And get stronger. You could be right.
Okay. Then we have the bit with the kind of whispering, right? So, what will I turn into after? Will I be? When dark comes to take me under, down, down, down. Could I be great or be remembered initially? And certainly I cannot even measure. Can't measure at all.
Well, I've got, could I be great or be remembered? Can't measure me rather than initially.
You say again?
I've got can't measure me instead of initially.
Initially. That sounds better than initially, doesn't it? Quite spooky, that whispering.
Yeah. I can't remember who did that. It was the co-writer of the song, I think, Greg somebody. Yeah. And what will I turn to after? Who will I be when dark comes to take me under? Could I be great or be remembered? I think it's all about personal growth. So trying to achieve some kind of mark on the world, which is something that troubles me because I certainly haven't done it. Just trying to stop my microphone arm falling off. Hold on. Should be right. No, I certainly haven't left any kind of mark on the world. I don't have any kids or anything. I haven't achieved anything much. Done some interesting things, but nothing that people will remember. It's an Ozymandias moment when you start getting to this age, I'm afraid.
Whose moment?
Ozymandias, he who we discussed during the Sisters of Mercy.
Ah.
Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. But all that's left is a shattered statue and sand stretched all around.
Yes. Yes. Now in the desert.
So
Yeah.
that's my interpretation of it anyway.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And it's pretty much it, really. Except some
But
more
there's-
whispering that's a little bit different.
Yeah. Bloom like a flower. We all go out the way we came. I bloom like a flower. We are nothing, then we are claimed. And you took what I gave to you. Take the chance to start again. I took it back from you and bloom like new. Then there's this weird bit, now like a flower eye.
Yes.
I quite like the way that ends. Those sentences end like
yes, an inversion of the sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite clever.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's about it, really, for that one.
It is. Right. So
Dogger.
musically, I find this one a bit weird.
I like it.
Because the riff really reminds me of a Metallica riff that I've been completely unable to work out which one it is. It's either from Saint Anger or
Right.
the later one.
Death Magnetic.
Yeah, that one I think. It really sounds like that. But the way it's played in the song, that bit's played, and then it sort of cuts abruptly, and it sort of comes back in. It's sort of and then just cuts. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a sample. I mean, I don't think it is, especially with Metallica being notoriously litigious. But it sounds very much like that. But it really cuts in and out. And then again, this is another song of hers without a video.
Yes. Not a single, for once.
Not a single.
Yes, and also it's got a lovely acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
I just like it. It's a bit weird, as you say. I think the way it cuts from the electric to the acoustic and back, and then blends the two at the end.
Yeah, it's odd. I like it. It's what we're doing, where we're going, trying to be better.
Yes. Would you like a quote or two?
Oh, quote me up, baby.
On Twitter, whatever that is, Poppy said, "Crawling out of the wreckage and realizing you're okay. Nothing is promised or certain, but if you allow yourself, you can find solace in that. As living beings, we are equals because we share an impermanence. Be kind while you are here, and fight back if you need to." So that's what it's about, apparently. And then to Hard and Heavy magazine, I presume it's a magazine, I have no idea. She revealed that it was originally titled Like a Flower. Bloom was called Like a Flower, and then it was shortened. I'm a fan of the one or two words titles. So, should we go on to the next song, which is a 5-word title?
Yeah, go for it. I'll do the word count at the end.
Okay. The next song is a song called As Strange as It Seems.
I'm going to do some wordsies.
Okay.
I was a passenger in a speeding car. You showed no regard for me. I was a careful girl with a broken heart. You showed no regard for me. I'm going to carry on with the next verse. I think we need it, right? What did I get me into? What did I let you into me? What did I get me into? What did you turn me into casually? As true as something you won't believe, as strange as it seems.
Yeah. The speeding car imagery she's used quite a lot in various songs. Especially one that I didn't pick from this album called On the Level, which is the one she described as her only love song. But she, in that, used the metaphor of a car to describe an abusive relationship. Presumably, the abusive relationship she'd come out and then was meeting the guy she was writing the love song to, who was a ghost main, who also appears to be a massive whatever. But basically, she's strapped into this car / relationship and isn't the one in control of it because she's not the driver. Yes, and then as true as something you won't believe, as strange as it seems. It's a nice lyric. Not entirely sure.
Yeah, it's good. good. I mean, again, it feels, my assertion from the previous song about blooming and getting into relationships. It feels a lot like that for me.
Well,
Passenger in a speeding car.
it's another song about what a dick Thomas Sinclair is, basically.
Yeah,
as they all are on this album. We might get a slight change of pace from a different album. That's what this album's about.
Yeah, I mean, it's not nice, but it's well written. What did I get me into? Why did I let you into me? Yes.
Obviously, that's very essential.
Yes, indeed. All right. More words. I'm staring at the center of the end of the road with the softest voice you never heard at all. I'm hanging on the steering wheel of a speeding car. I've got no regard for me.
Yeah, so the situation has changed here. She's now driving the car, and she's going to make the decisions which affect/end this relationship from here
on. And she has a soft voice, and he never heard that voice while they were in this relationship, presumably.
She does have a very soft voice if you listen to interviews. It's really quite hard to hear her sometimes. And then she screams a lot. So.
She does. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think that's it. No more lyrics, right?
No, just a few more. It's true as something you won't believe, as strange as it seems.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I guess this whole thing is, the true is something you won't believe. She's basically saying that a situation or something is true, and yet the person she's singing about, the abusive relationship guy, believe it because it's a sort of a gaslighting, I guess, would be the term the youths use.
Indeed. So I've got some thoughts on this song. So these songs we're doing today, are they, in terms of time, are they different from the ones we did last episode?
The only one that was different was Her, the last one we did last episode, which was on the same album, but before the
album. They feel different, these songs, to the ones we did last time. They feel musically different.
Yeah, well, like I say, she's been described as post-genre. Pretty much every album is different, and pretty much every song's very different.
Yeah, okay, I'll go for that. So, again, this isn't a single, so there's no video. The guitar is odd. It's almost got that sort of white noise background to it. That sort of, that sort of white noise. Is it pink noise? Is that pink noise?
Oh, yes, we discussed that. Again, Sisters of Mercy, Destination Boulevard. Yes, pink noise, white noise, and a violent one instead, or violet.
So you've got this strange guitar noise, and then layered on top of that is this very 80s synth sound.
It's very Cure, isn't
it? It feels weird to me. Then the guitar is really nice. It's got that sort of dreamy, chorusy vibe to it. And the singing has so much of that sort of, a really massive, complex cloud reverb sort of spiraling away into the distance. The other thing that sounds really weird to me with this song is that it feels like it's really in the high register. It feels like there's not much in sort of lower EQ, lower tonality at all. It's quite high.
I don't tend to analyze music I listen to as much as you do. I don't think so. I haven't got the technical skill or the hearing to do it. But yeah, I can see what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I just found it interesting.
Yeah. And I think it's very, very reminiscent of The Cure, certainly. And I think the guitar is reminiscent of Smashing Pumpkins to some extent.
Easy for you to say. Yeah, but I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, I wasn't. That was probably my least favorite song on the album the first time I heard it, but it's within the top 6 now, apparently.
Wow. Of the 7 songs.
Yeah, 9 songs. Yeah. A quote from Poppy via Spin magazine.
Oh, yes, please.
When we were recording that in the studio, I got chills. This one is really special to me, that song in particular. I really like the vocal harmonies in that song. It's just very spacey, a song that you want to drive to and also cry to.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of our songs are about cars, not just the ones about
Yeah.
abusive relationships. A song I nearly picked from the next album called Flicker is all about car imagery. But I didn't pick that one because it's got a horrible high-pitched whining sound right out on the left.
All right.
Which goes eek, eek, eek all the way through the song. And I don't know, that might just be my hearing being wrong, but that was the reason I didn't pick that one, or else we'd have another car one to talk about.
Okay. Yeah, the next two are definitely not car ones.
No.
All right, let's go into the next one, which is Never Find My Place, same album.
Yes.
Words is, tonight I'll eat my brain and maybe find a resolution. Tonight I'll cure my pain. No one here is free and clear.
Yeah. I don't have any words of wisdom from other people here, so we can have to draw our own conclusions, I'm afraid, about these lyrics. It could be said to be...
We take a pause.
Yeah, hold on a sec. Yes. Oh, and we have resumed. I don't know what tonight I'll eat my brain is. I guess it's sort of, in some way, it's like ruminating too much on troubling thoughts. Maybe that's what's suggested to me, because I know that's what I do. Just going over things so much that it feels your brain's chewed up. Maybe find a resolution once an end to, again, this relationship, because that's what the album's about. Tonight I'll cure my pain. No one here is free and clear. Hopefully that means ending the relationship and going away, rather than the other implication, which we're not going to discuss because it screws the algorithm.
Yeah, this one is challenging lyrics. So let's carry on. The evil on your face screams you'll never change. You broke into my life uninvited.
Yeah.
So who is breaking into her life uninvited? Again, is this the person when she was young, maybe a
That
neighbor?
could be, yes, I hadn't thought of that, yeah.
Because I don't feel that is talking about a relationship.
No,
I feel this
not.
is an incident that's happened. So let's carry on. Pick up the gun and run, take what's mine and get my space, because I know that I will be fine if I never find my place, right? No, my.
Yeah.
Pick up the gun and run, yeah, and repeat, right?
Except the second time, it's if I never find my place.
Place, yes.
Let's say place the second time.
So,
carry on.
So this confuses me. Pick up the gun, but run away, right? Does she pick up the gun because it's been used in a crime and then she's running away, or is she...
Has she shot the person and now is picking up the gun she used to shoot him and now running away with it? Yeah, could be. Yeah, I always saw this as just another Titanic is a dick song, but you're probably right.
Well, we can't say that for all of them.
Just this album. Yeah, obviously guns. Americans love their guns, so got to sing about guns. But I think the rest of it's, if you forget about the picking up the gun and running, the rest of it's quite positive. Take what's yours and get away, and then you know that you'll be fine if you never find your place, because some people don't ever find the perfect place they're meant to be. Again, I don't feel I have. I have a perfectly noisy dogger, which is something. Yeah.
I don't know if it is positive. Do you think it's positive?
I think it is because...
You do?
Yeah. I mean, it could have been written as, I'm going to pick up this gun and I'm going away and I'm going to find my perfect space and everything will be happy. But she's saying that even if she doesn't find that perfect space, she'll be fine. So that's got to be positive.
Okay, that's true. Okay. All right, more words. It's been 5 years tonight. There isn't time for reminiscing. Needle in my side. I force my fears to disappear. Something happened 5 years ago.
Yes. Well, 5 years ago was meeting Titanic Sinclair. They were together 5 years.
Okay. What does needle in my side mean?
I don't know.
I only thought of a tattoo. She tattooed?
Can't see any on the pictures I've seen of her. Especially seeing as the picture for the EP for the last song we're doing today, she isn't wearing. Well, artistically done.
Yeah.
No, I don't know because as you say, tattoo possibly, but it's not. It's not where you're going to inject drugs. It's not going to. I can't speak today. It's not going to be where you inject drugs. I guess it's referring to the spear in the side of your Jesus when he was on that crucifixion. Spear in the side, needle in the side.
Why else would you have a needle in your side? The only other thing is if you've got if you need to drain your lungs, you've punctured a lung, you put a needle in to drain fluid off your lungs. I can't think of any other reason.
Acupuncture.
Yeah, acupuncture.
Yeah, I just have one needle for that.
Yeah, I force my fears to disappear. Yeah. Voilà. Okay. The evil I have faced is about to be erased. You broke into my life uninvited. How she erase it? And this
sounds a bit murdery, to be fair.
It does with the gun, but then she's running away, and that's my whole thing. Is she running away with the gun to defend herself, or has she done something and whoop, better pick up that gun and leg it?
Yeah.
5 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? It's well, I have a couple of quotes about it, but they're not particularly.
I think we're almost out of words, right? It's a lot of pick up gun, run, space. I know I'll be fine. You broke into my life, and I think that's it. No more new words. So
no, that's pretty much it.
Quote me up.
Ben Folds Delight.
Oh, you'll see later.
In an interview with Yakarang, the heavy metal magazine, she said, "You don't have to know all the answers and keep seeking your place in the world. You need to look around and accept uncertainty, and that brings an inner peace. I remember listening back to that song and being in tears because I felt for once I was able to say what I wanted." Which doesn't really tell us anything. A little fact, the bridge features uncredited vocals by someone called George Clark of the American band Deaf Heaven. And what the Poppy Wiki had to say about the song was, the song seems to be reflecting conflicting feelings of fame. It discusses Poppy's partnership with Titanic Sinclair and how she wishes that she could go back in time to prevent it. Poppy also discusses feelings as if she will never truly have a place in the world, trying to convince herself that she will be fine even if she does not find her place as an artist or individual. I didn't get that, wishing she could go back in time. But,
no, I didn't get that either.
But I suppose it could be wishing she had gone back to when she met him and shot him.
Again, I'd like to talk about the song composition. Yes. So it's not a single, so there's no video. So this one, the singing, it's really breathy singing. You know, that she's doing that sort of very breathy singing, which she doesn't do in all of them.
Bit of Lana Del Rey,
yeah, but it's more high pitched than that. I mean, breathy singing is a thing, right? There's a group I quite like, whose name is escaping me. Is it Moonchild? Moonchild, where the singer, what's her name, Amber, she's a sax player, but she does this quiet sort of breathy singing. She was talking about the complexity she has for miking it up. So yeah, but it's very breathy but high pitched. I like it when the kick starts to come in about 1 minute 28, and then it builds up and it builds up. And then after like 3 minutes, you've got your shouty metal vocals.
Yeah, you've got the big riff and then the shouting. Yes, it's structurally for me it reminds me very much of 9 Inch Nails and the chords used.
Yeah, I mean 9 Inch Nails for me, it was all about that big old bassy McBass, right?
Yeah, I'm just talking about the chords used and the structure of it.
Yeah,
quiet bit, loud bit, heavy bit.
Yeah. Well, this one for me, it was just like whoop, it wasn't really It was quiet, and then sort of crescendo.
Yeah. Well, it's the last track of the album. I guess that's a good way to
Yeah.
go
Okay.
out with a bang with a
Oh,
whimper.
is it? Yeah. Okay. I like this song a lot. I think it's good. Brilliant.
So we have finally finished the album Flux. Nearly all of it. And now we can move on to something else.
Yeah.
We have 6 more songs to go. Not today, don't worry. 1 more song to go today, and then 5 more next episode. Those are shorter ones, so it won't be as painful as it sounds. Anyway, the next song, the last one for today, is the title track of the EP that came after the Flux album. It's called Stagger. Do you like to do some words? Or?
Yeah, why not? A crisis without a cause. Faith put in a false god. A misstep of emoting. I'm trying to get to where I'm going. I'm going to pause there because there's a lot going on.
Yeah, I think I don't actually know entirely what these lyrics are about, but I think they're great. A crisis without a cause. Is that possible?
Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get you. Yes,
Well,
you can have a crisis without a cause.
Oh, you can have a crisis yourself without a cause,
Yeah.
sure. But if you think of a bigger frame, is there sort of an international crisis without a cause? Is there sort of...
Well, they talk about the satanic panic, right? So
well, that did have a cause. It was God, or the way Americans interpret God, which means
yes,
everything's
but there wasn't a cause behind it. There wasn't a causal. The cause, the origin was not what people in.
No, it wasn't what people said, but there was definitely a cause.
Yeah.
Idiots, basically.
Yes.
Yeah. Faith was in a false god. I mean, it could all be about the satanic panic as far as I know, but I think it's more of it's a song to someone else.
Yeah.
It's definitely directed at a person, not we're talking about the satanic panic or anything else.
Okay, so now we've established it's about a person. Let's read the next few lines. A new way to call it off. You leaned in when I told you to stop. My heart is now imploding. I'm trying to get to where I'm going.
I also have trying, but obviously it's meant to be I'm trying to. But I do think that line is, if you substitute trying to, is great because that's all we're doing and it's all we can do. We don't know where we're going, but all we can do is try to get there.
Yeah.
So I think it's about... I mean, some people could believe it's about destiny. Some could believe there's no such thing. But whatever you believe, your life's going to end, not physically end, but you're going to end up somewhere. And that's going to be where you got to throughout your life. I think it's quite a nice line.
Yeah.
And I mean, all of it, you leaned in when I told you to stop someone trying to get too close, I guess. And then she called it off. Heart is now imploding. Yes.
Misstep of emoting.
Yeah, I mean, is she saying that this person that she was either involved with or becoming involved with said something a bit gaudy, and that was a misstep, and Faith put in a false... I don't think she's been very clear that she's an atheist, not a Satanist. Which
okay.
Say.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, let's move on to the chorus then. I'm calling this the chorus, if I may. Stagger on through life backwards. You stagger on through life backwards. Backwards, backwards, backwards.
Backwards, actually. So good. Yes. I mean, it's just, again, it's what we do. It doesn't matter how you do it, whether you go full force towards a goal or you just stagger through life backwards, you're going to get to where you're going. You're going to end up where you end up.
Get to where you want to go, and when you get there, will you know where you are? Do you remember when we were at university and we saw a band one evening that was school friends of one of the guys that I live with in the second year.
All right. I vaguely remember seeing various bands, but I couldn't tell you which one was which.
Yeah, that was a quote from one of their songs.
All right.
I believe I've got the vinyl somewhere
Ooh, wow.
still in my parents' loft, along with everything else.
Yeah.
But I think I have. I think I'm sure it no longer exists. Yeah, you stagger on. I like this. You stagger on through life backwards. Stagger on. Like it. Okay. Right, more words. You're quite the oppositionist. So your habits, you're not trying to quit. Out of fear and loathing, I'm just trying to get where I'm going. I'm going to pause again.
Yeah. And it's another case of her using a word which isn't often used. I think we had, excuse me, we had illful last.
We did.
episode,
We have had the occasional
which is great.
interesting word.
And
Yeah.
I think oppositionist is not a word I've heard used before.
No, it isn't.
Very good.
I mean, what does it mean? It just means
Someone who takes the
just
opposite position, I think.
just for S and G.
Yeah, I suppose so. It's argumentative, maybe.
Yes.
So your habits, you're not trying to quit because if someone wants you to quit your habits and you're an oppositionist, you say, well, I'm not going to quit my habits. Perhaps if you say you shouldn't quit your habits, they'll say, well, I am going to quit my habits. Might be easier. Out of fear and loathing. What do we know about fear and loathing?
It's a film, isn't it?
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, yes, based on the book of the same name, I believe, by Hunter S. Thompson, who I've never read his stuff. He has been described as a gonzo journalist. I don't really know what gonzo means.
Oh, it was Hunter Stompson.
Yeah, probably. I'm probably wrong. So yeah, whether this is a reference to that or I'm sure it's been used in other contexts as well.
You seen that? The film?
I haven't seen it. No, it's meant to be mad.
About
Journalist. It's autobiographical.
Is it the one? Oh, it's directed by Terry Gilliam.
Yeah, that's all you need to know, really. Isn't it? It's going to be
Johnny
weird.
Depp. It's the one when they start. Don't they? The one when they start. He's a like drunken journalist in Puerto Rico or something like that. That one.
So, I mean, do you know what the word gonzo means? The only two people I've heard it referred to is referred to as that is Hunter S. Thompson and Warren Zevon. I don't know what it means exactly. Oh, apart from it was a character in the Muppets, wasn't it?
Well, it's a character in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Okay.
And it stars Dr. Gonzo, who was a Mexican-American attorney, author and activist in the Chicano movement. He wrote semi-autobiographical novels, Autobiography of a Brown Buffalo. I was friends with American author. Guess who? Yeah, I haven't seen this one. This isn't one I was thinking of. But there was a Johnny Depp film where he starts off sort of trying to drink himself to death in Caribbean country.
I haven't seen him as a journalist, I don't think.
Okay. Yeah, so more words. You see the mountain's just a cliff, and I can't talk you down from it. The home road is eroding. I'm just trying to get to where I'm going.
It's the road home, Line Road.
Mountain's just a cliff.
Well, I guess it's saying that the person to whom she is addressing this is making mountains out of molehills, to use the colloquial expression. It's basically saying that the things he's upset about and fearing and loathing are not that bad, I would say. But I would then counter that with it's entirely subjective what things are bad and how bad they are to the person.
I really like this. The road home is eroding. I think it's really nice.
Yeah.
I'll give it a thumbs up for that one.
Yes. Just think of some kind of arbitrary score system for Ararat.
Oh, now you're talking.
Yeah.
As well as the Ben Folds measurement.
Yeah. Each time you have a nice line, they get one of these arbitrary scoring things.
Yes. So this would get a point for the oppositionist, a point for the road home eroding, lose a point for having trainer.
Fair enough. Yes. So we get another chorus, which is the same, except stagger has an echo now. Stagger, stagger.
And then we get another bit.
We get a bridge in italics for me.
Oh. Now I'm waving the white flag. I had your back, but you got me bad. Is this Asprey? My loyalty has effed me back, and I'm learning lessons on how to detach.
Yeah, I think we need to mention another song from the Stagger EP here. The first song off it, and the only single. No, not the only single. This was a single as well. The first single off it was a song called FYB, which stands for F You Back. And it's a song of, I think it's specifically about Ghost Name cheating on her, but non-specifically, the chorus is F the world and F you back. I think this is referring to that, and make it a more personal thing, but with the same F.
This isn't
back.
F you. Yeah. Okay.
Learning lessons in how to detach. That can become detached from a situation, or detaching as in leaving a relationship.
Yeah.
Plus, they've got a dual meaning. Perhaps we'd like a dual meanings in our lyrics.
Sure do. We certainly do. That's it. Them's your lyrics.
Another
do you want to talk about the video?
Yeah, the video is a dance routine, a two-person dance routine, not a multi. And I think we mentioned she trained as a dancer from 8 to 30 or something, but we need to say she's really good at it. I would say
it's really impressive.
Yeah,
and you said she did BJJ or something.
Something like that. Yeah, definitely a martial
arts. She's clearly she knows what she's doing, right? Yeah. She's it's impressive.
Yeah, so it's not just dancing, moving to the beat. It's some serious acrobatic Latin.
Yeah.
Stuff.
It's proper. No, it's proper opera. What word did I write in my notes? Ballet, sort of ballet style, modernistic ballet style dancing with the two bodies sort of using each other as a chair. And they're both sort of dressed in black, kind of in a white room. It's overtly sexual, but it's very good. She's a good dancer.
Yeah. The whole thing
feels very, very different from what I was expecting to get out of some of the Poppy stuff I've seen.
Yeah. This song reminds me of sort of early Kate Bush. I think, both in the riff, which I can't really describe it because I'm not very good at music, but that kind of the rhythm of it anyway, and of the whole featuring a balletic dance routine thing.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Dogger? Okay. Yeah. Would you like a quote?
Oh, yes, please.
This is again from an interview with Kerrang! Magazine. Kerrang! I love the way the word stagger looks, and I love the definition of it. I say we stagger on through life backwards. You're making unsteady steps in the reverse direction as a sort of regression. And I felt that about the opposing person and the scenario described in the song. You let people make their own mistakes. You're not responsible for anyone's growth. It's a reminder to myself that I saved my own life. Okay. Quite dramatic. A few facts. This song made its live debut before it was released on the Never Find My Place tour, which is what the Flux tour was called. First performed on March the 8th, 2022. The album was released, the EP was released October 14th, 2022. It's the 9th song to have been before its official release. How about that? That's exciting. So, eyes are going. It's one of 6 songs to be marked explicit, of 6 of her songs to be marked explicit on Apple Music and Spotify. I thought there'd have been more personally. There you go. The male dancer is a chap called Eric Click.
Okay.
And according to Poppy Wiki, the new way to call it off is about Poppy and Ghostmane calling off their engagement. So,
okay.
There you go. And that's that one.
A good one.
Well, it's much more ballady than anything else we've done.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's it for today.
Do you want some word counts?
Oh, yes.
Hold on a second.
Sting me.
It is time for Professor J's word count.
Right, Ben Folds going to be happy today.
Excellent.
So, Bloom is 293 words total with 88 unique.
It's quite a lot, actually.
It is. As strange as it seems, is 163 with 53 unique. So it's right in the Ben Folds hot zone in the hole. Never Find My Place is 246 words with 72 unique. And then Stagger, 183 words with 81 unique. So she's tight in the pocket, as it were.
Yes. Oh, which is interesting because the second song on this 4-track EP was called Pocket. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, do you have anything else, Professor J?
Nothing from me.
No. Well, we are going to end this 3-part extravaganza on our next episode. And till then, give us a like, give us a ringy belly thing, give us a subscribe, give us some argumentative tweets because we love those.
Always up for an argument.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're in the tea industry, hook us up. I'm not going to give up on that. I want you.
What's new in tea world, Professor A?
Well, Thai Fu stopped doing the black and green blend. They've discontinued it, and I'm heartbroken. However, Twinings are now selling their green and black blend on their website, much cheaper than in the local supermarket. So I'm happy-ish about that.
Okay. You're going to stock up in case.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, obviously they're going to discontinue the healthy option and go back to just normal black tea. It's silly. It's just bad tea. Bad tea management. Get in touch. We'll sort you out with some ideas about tea.
Yeah.
We are the tea professors when it comes to it.
Yeah, that's us. That's our offshoot of the podcast. I keep meaning to talk about the podcast that I listened to where Ben Folds talks about this 45 to 55 words. It's the Spark and Fire Fuel Your Creativity podcast. I'm going to listen to it again.
Excellent.
Because I haven't listened to it just to check if he said what he really said. Because I may well have dreamt. I can't say that it definitely happened.
Okay, well, everyone, feel free to go and check out that podcast, only after you've watched our episodes, obviously. And we will see you next time. Farewell.
Bye.